I'm a movie guy. I'm going to give you some movies that I like, and I want you to think. I want you, right, to see if you like the movies or not. Why'd you look at your publicist?
I wasn't. I was just doing a look for the camera, like.
Your top five. Your top five.
I'm going to give you my top 5 to see if you think it's you like the movies.
Human Centipede.
No. One of my favorite movies of all time. What do you think of Paris, Texas?
Oh, Wim Wenders.
Yeah.
I like Paris, Texas.
Yeah.
But the problem was I saw Paris, Texas at a point in film school where if I was not completely obsessed with Paris, Texas or Down by Law or Mystery Train, there were certain movies that were in the film school NYU 90s vernacular. Like, you better like Down by Law. You better like Trust in the Unbelievable Truth by Hal Hartley. And you fucking better like Wings of Desire in Paris, Texas. And I remember watching The American Friend going, whoa, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
And Paris, Texas is a beautiful film. And I also like that Allison Anders was a PA on it.
Whoa.
So her movie, Grace of My Heart, like all of her films, like she made,
knows everything.
but she was a PA and her, like Wim Wenders was her kind of her god. And so she made her movies to basically try to be in the spirit. If you've ever seen an Allison Anders film, it's like she's the most heavily influenced by Paris, Texas. It's a beautiful movie. I love Nastasia Kinski. I mean, you can't.
All right.
It's a great film.
Being There.
Well, yeah, I
I
mean,
love
you can't.
Chauncey.
Yeah, Being There, I like to watch. I love Hal Ashby. Hal Ashby is one of my cinema gods. I mean, he's, when I started, the first one of his films I saw was Harold and Maude.
Oh yeah, the great.
And
movie.
then I love The Last Detail, but Shampoo is so good. Have you seen it?
Never saw Shampoo.
If you love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like there's a party sequence that's famous. Like Shampoo is very Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 1976, Warren Beatty. It's Hal Ashby before he did. It's like it's 76. Being There is 80. Being There is a masterpiece. Have you ever seen The Loved One?
No.
The Loved One is a crazy.
Write this down,
movie.
man. Loved One. I want to watch it tonight. What is it?
You may have to watch this podcast. So The Loved One is that it's Quentin did it. If you listen to Quentin's podcast, they did a whole episode about it, the Video Archives podcast. The Loved One is based on an Evelyn Waugh novel that was written by Terry Southern, who wrote Dr. Strangelove.
One of my favorites.
Tony Richardson directed this movie after he won the Oscar for Tom Jones. So this is the classic thing of the person wins Best Picture or Best Director, and then they get to do whatever they want. Liberace's in it. There's a scene in this with Rod Steiger as Mr. Joyboy. And Hal Ashby is an editor. He's one of the editors. I think it's the editor of this film.
Wow.
So you can see Hal Ashby. This movie is so totally out there and completely insane about the funeral industry in LA. But there's a scene with Rod Steiger as Mr. Joyboy that, like, I've talked with David Lynch. I was like, you have to be a fan of. I was like, oh my God, Mr. Joyboy. Like, when you look at the movies that we love, the well they're drinking from is The Loved One. It's bananas. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
It's a wild movie.
The Loved Ones.
Yeah, Loved One.
The Loved One.
Yeah, that's the tagline. The picture was something.
Shut the fuck up.
The picture was something to offend everyone. And yeah, Liberace is a casket salesman. It's totally crazy.
Really?
Have you ever seen Lord Love a Duck?
No. Write that down.
You should just the trailer for Lord Love a Duck, or you can just go up on YouTube, look up Lord Love a Duck sweater scene. It's with Tuesday Weld and Roddy McDowell, who play the world's oldest teenagers. I think Roddy McDowell's 37.
Oh, really?
And George Axelrod. Lord Love a Duck is a batshit crazy movie with like an amazing 60s theme. But look up just Google. There's a scene where a father and daughter go sweater shopping. And that's the stuff I live for. It's like you realize where John Waters was inspired for Pink Flamingos or Desperate Living. You're watching Lord Love a Duck. I'm like, this Tuesday Weld is so insanely beautiful in it. And her dad takes her sweater shopping and they're eating hot dogs.
Yeah.
I can't even describe this movie. It's so batshit crazy. But that's what I love is these sort of obscure ones.
Yeah.
I always get really interested in those movies. And then I was like, well, what inspired Hal Ashby to make Being There? And what inspired Harold and Maude? Yeah, so yeah.
Yes, baby.
What is that?
Meringue.
Meringue.
Oh, yes. Pink put on.
Pink put on.
Wow.
So I just love batshit crazy. Like you're just
crazy shit.
movies where you're just like, how did this happen?
Right.
I love those. So continue.
So I want to ask you.
Being There.
So Being There.
Paris,
but
Texas, Being There.
Yeah, but I also want to ask you something it's because I love film, but I don't know much. Okay.
Well, you've seen a lot.
I know
You know what you
some,
like.
but there's probably shit that I just don't.
Yeah,
I've never
that's
seen.
why you need like a super nerd like me. That's like kind of like a
So I
sommelier.
want to ask you, give me
that can
3
help you
movies
down.
that I have to watch in my lifetime.
Oh man. Well, it depends. Let's go through your top 5, and then it'll help me kind of narrow.
Well, I mean, because my other ones are like Old Boy, I love.
Yeah. Well, you've seen Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
Yeah, one of my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
Love Sympathy. Yeah. I love. I saw The Devil. I like Korean movies, right?
Yeah, I Saw the Devil.
Yeah, yeah. But do you like